Right. It is 9:15, and we continue with the Coffee Klatch because Buffalo Ridge Defense is here, and Pat Cahill. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, Bob. How are you?
I'm good. And we found our way to the studio through all the smoke we had.
We
earlier.
did, and now it's a perfect day in paradise. I mean,
Pretty nice,
it's
isn't
a
it?
nice day out there today, and the sun's out.
Absolutely.
That's why we
Well,
live here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, this is God's country.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, before we do anything else, tell folks who haven't heard it before, what is Buffalo Ridge Defense?
Well, Buffalo Ridge Defense is a company that my wife and I founded
Yep.
to enable people to be more capable stakeholders in their own defense. Now, that doesn't mean we are a firearms training company. We teach people how to do concealed carry,
Sure.
we do advanced firearms training and basic firearms training. But that's just the firearms aspects of it. We teach emergency first aid. You know, we're nationally certified to teach other instructors. We help people develop personal defense plans, home defense plans, teach them how to be more situationally aware so they can avoid conflict to begin with, right?
It's nice if you can avoid it.
It's way better. I mean, the only fight you're guaranteed to win is one you're not in, right? So,
Yeah, that's about right.
so I mean, there's the personal defense and home defense aspects of people's lives, and it doesn't mean live in fear. It means live aware of what's going on with your surroundings, not in fear. We live in an awesome community with awesome people. We don't live in fear, but we do live in aware, because there's always going to be bad actors, and no matter where you live, that want to take advantage of people or hurt people.
That's right.
And that's what Buffalo Ridge is all about.
In our area, those people are hopefully passers through.
They're hopefully passing through. Well, at least they're in a temporary home until they get their permanent home up at the sheriff's office. Sheriff Walk,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And they're always welcome there.
They're always welcome there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of.
And I can say about that they're well cared for and well fed,
Yes, they are.
but that's not a reason to go to the sheriff's.
That's not a
the
reason
jail.
to go there.
Not at all.
No.
And matter of fact, what you're involved in is one of the reasons people end up there.
It is. You know, there's people being vigilant, being good neighbors, and watching out for their other neighbors.
Yep.
The old neighborhood watch program, so to speak. And we don't have organized neighborhood watch programs anymore. That was back in the 70s,
Yeah,
right? In
yeah.
the 80s. But know your neighbor and be a decent person to at least reach out and know who your neighbor is.
Yeah.
And check with your neighbors if you're leaving and you're going to be gone on vacation. A lot of people leave now during the summer. They're gone for a long weekend.
Sure.
I mean, you should be telling your neighbors, hey, I'm going to be gone. Keep an
Yeah.
eye on the house. If someone's
Yeah.
coming there, no one's supposed to be there, right?
Exactly.
I mean, and notice, we all have a routine, and we all notice, we all go to the same, typically in town, we typically are creatures of habit, so we're going to go to the same gas station, the same grocery
Pretty
store,
much,
the same,
yeah.
and we go there all the time. And we go to our home all the time. Our familiarity with our surroundings, being familiar,
Yeah.
means that we can notice when something's out of place.
Yeah.
And that's part of being situationally aware, is aware of your surroundings, know what right is. You see that all the time.
Yeah.
But be aware to recognize things that are out of place or wrong,
Sure.
and then respond accordingly.
Yeah. Whether that means yourself or telling someone,
It
That's a
could be. I
decision
mean,
you may have to make.
if you see a argument going on in a parking lot of a local store, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can be a YouTube hero and sit there and try to record the whole thing, so you can put it on, Amery,
Yeah.
Amery Share Anything Facebook pages, or you can just simply get in your car, lock the doors, and leave, right?
Yeah,
Which would
exactly.
that would be avoiding. That would
Yeah.
be the better thing to do.
Yeah, because you don't want to get involved.
Well,
But you could call someone.
you could call someone. I mean, if there's a life-threatening thing going on, or if there's something that you're too afraid to go in there, and it's, well, anything where people fighting, violence, breaking,
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
of course you call 911 right away, right?
Absolutely.
If it's just an argument, people voicing their opinions because the blue side doesn't like the red side, and they're all screaming and yelling, well, you know what? They can stand there and scream and yell at each other. I'm just not going to participate. I'm
And it's
out
good
of there.
for them.
Yeah, I'm out of there. That's freedom of speech,
Exactly.
but I'm out of there.
Who needs that?
Well, we need freedom of speech.
Freedom
We
of
just-
speech, but not that argument.
But we don't need them to make spectacles. I mean, have open and respectful dialogue, not screaming, yelling, swearing, throwing things.
Yeah, if
You
you're
know.
in a parking lot like at at the mall out here, you could just go over to Caribou, get a pot of coffee, sit it on a table, and argue it out.
You could do that, but I doubt the people that really don't like my lifestyle would actually do that with me.
Me either.
But I would be willing. Anyone wants to call up the station right now and say, I want to have a debate. Well, great. I'll have a debate with you.
Well, you handed me a sheet of paper that's coming up on Wednesday, June 18th.
Yeah, we're doing, as part of our, we've been in business now for about 10 years. And what we're really looking for is, we're so thankful because of our businesses. I mean, many people know that we own the Cahill Studios. My daughter Joy does now. But we've been here and part of the community for over 40 years.
A long time.
And consequently, and this community's been really good to us. We chose to raise our family here. So one of the things we do as Buffalo Ridge Defense is we give free public classes. Open to the public, it's free.
When I looked at this, the first thing I thought was free.
Yeah.
Because I'm always looking for what's it going to cost.
What's it going to cost me? So we're offering a free 2-hour class from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Amery Community Center. I keep referring to it as the Amery Senior Centers, but it's not.
That for years.
That was that for years. But
you know what? It's still a senior center.
Well, it is. I guess I qualify to join it, not to.
Yeah, don't anyway. Well, not all, but...
Yeah, well, 18 and above, you can join that community center.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're having a free course there, open to the public. You can. There's kind of limited seating, so you can register online, so we make sure if you're registered, you're there. Otherwise, you just show up. It's okay, right?
Sure.
And we're going to be talking about creating home and personal defense plans, how to keep yourself and your family safer, whether it's in your home, whether it's when you travel, whether it's in your car, and things that you can do to be situation aware plus avoid. If you can prevent something from happening, that's way better than responding to it after it happens,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's a big part of everything we talk about, being more prepared.
So are if folks are listening and they say, well, I should go and attend that, and I should register and say they do, what can they expect when they get there? Do I have to take notes? Or how does that work? Or do you?
Well, you would have to take notes if I say something really profound, right?
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding. So
no, I'm
see.
serious.
But yeah,
you
can
say
take,
in this particular thing is pretty profound.
It is, and it's a lot of people know these things, but it's adopting a mindset of implementation where just because you know it, you come and you're entertained by me talking for 2 hours, right? But you don't implement anything when you go home. Then you were just entertained, right?
Yeah.
To be more safe and to make your family more safe, to be more capable stakeholders in your own defense and your family's defense, you need to implement these things. You need to live in a strategic mindset, again, out of being aware, not out of fear.
Yeah.
And you have to commit to, well, you know what? Oh, I'm not going to lock my house this time. Well, yeah, you should lock your house.
You better
I'm not going to
lock
lock my car when I walk away. Well, you should, you know. It's having a strategic mindset also says what are the things you do to secure your family, and it's not, and keep your family and grandkids and everyone safe. Because we're firearms instructors, I'll say it's not necessarily locking your doors. The first and primary thing, if you're a responsible firearms owner, is you keep it locked up where people can't get at it.
Yeah.
You keep it stored in a secure locking device where you don't have grandkids or kids get a hold of the gun and accidentally. We just had that in Wisconsin. A 7-year-old shot a 3-year-old. They were visiting someone's house, and you know, I don't know all the story behind it, but the bottom line is, if a 7-year-old got a hold of a gun in someone's house, it wasn't secure.
Somebody wasn't taking
Someone was
care.
Someone was negligent, and they weren't secure. So that's your responsibility. You know.
Is. If you have guns, they're not just for defense. They are a responsibility of yours.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, and people are like, well, I don't like firearms. I don't like you guys teaching it. Well, great, don't carry one. I mean, it's your choice. Right?
Exactly.
But there's other things you can do. You know, if you're not the MMA fighter specimen of great shape like Bob and I are here at the station.
Oh, yeah, we're in great shape.
Yeah, we're in great shape, right? But if you're not like us and you're like, well, I don't know if I can defend myself, there's other things you can get. You can get home defense pepper spray that comes in a big, like a bear spray can that you can have readily accessible. Sure. It's not bear spray. It's meant for home defense and people, but pepper spray. You can carry pepper spray with you. You can get tasers, electronic weapons, just like the police have. Same manufacturer, same everything. They sell them to civilians. If you're going to leave it in your home, that's great. If you're going to think you're going to carry an electronic weapon with you in the state of Wisconsin, you have to have a concealed carry permit.
Oh.
So you have to have a concealed carry permit to carry any concealed weapon, not just guns.
Yeah, anything.
Anything that you would consider a weapon that you're intentionally concealing is a concealed weapon.
Oh.
Doesn't have to be a gun.
So you better have a permit to do that.
Well, you better know what the laws are. I mean, you have weapons, you have ways to defend yourself to keep you and your family safe.
Yeah.
You have to know how to use those and use them correctly and practice with them and have a plan. Have a plan at your home. What are you going to do? But you have to know the law so you stay legally safe,
I was going to say, it must be most important probably to know legal aspects.
Yeah, I mean,
of
you
that.
can have them. Say you choose to carry a concealed weapon. Well, you carry a gun so you're hard to kill. But you have to know the law so you're hard to convict, right? And when to use that gun, when you can, when there's an escalation, of force that you can use it. And we talk about that all the time, when you can use force. And we'll actually cover that. How much force can you use to defend your home when you're at this class? When you come to the class, that's the teaser. I'm not going to talk about it on the radio here, but say come to the free class on Wednesday the 18th.
That key thing right there is free and you say it's a couple of hours.
It's 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's for all ages. People have called me and asked and said, well, I saw the flyer out in town, but
Sure.
can my 12-year-old come with? Sure, absolutely. I mean, all
That'd be a
ages are
good
welcome.
thing.
I mean, it's a good thing because no matter how young, no matter how old someone is, the principles of self-defense, the very foundation starts with conflict avoidance and situational awareness. And one of the biggest things we teach is refuse to be offended. If you're, how many fights, how many arguments, how many things start because people are offended by something, what that someone said or did or whatever.
Yeah.
And just live a life where I refuse to be offended. I'm one that's really, people are like, can anyone offend you? Well, probably not. I mean,
You just refuse.
I'm not going to be offended, and I'm not going to respond in a responsive offense.
Yeah.
I am going to defend myself and my family if you try to hurt us. I'm not going to be a very nice person then. But I don't. People have the freedom of speech. They can say lots of stuff I don't agree with. I'm just not going to be offended by it.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's if the world was like that, it wouldn't be worse.
There would be a whole lot better place if you and I were in charge all the time, Bob.
Isn't that the truth, though? I've often said I'd like to be absolute dictator for one day.
Yeah.
And
we get rid of all the absolute
couldn't
dictators then. But what we would, one of the biggest things is, we live in a Christian society where we want a faith-based community that's focused on Christ. I mean, if you have your life right to begin with, and you're just a decent person, treating people decently, I mean, the greatest command God ever gave was love the Lord your God with all your might and all your heart and all your soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. Now, if you could do those things, we had the 10 Commandments, but we're really getting off on a tangent here, but that was all, right, to do that one thing.
Yep.
And that's, again,
the truth
be
is,
a decent person.
If humans were really human, we wouldn't need any more of those 10 Commandments.
I mean, there's good people and bad people. There's always going to be, and they have a nature. That's what we try to do, is we try to make sure that you can live a life that you're aware, you're not living in fear, you're situationally aware that's going on, and you prepare and do the simple things in your home and your personal defense plan that will help you avoid the conflict, will help you keep your home more secure, will help you keep your family more safe, right?
And that's what
it's
you're
all
going to
about.
learn on June 18th.
That's Wednesday.
5:30 to 7:30 at the community center.
Yeah, and the doors will open at 5 o'clock, and they have we can seat probably easily 100 people there, but it's still limited by that, right? I'd love to see.
So get registered.
So get registered or just come.
Show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy with it, I'll give you a 100% refund at the end.
Okay, Pat, you got me on that one. All right. That's coming up Wednesday, June 18th, 5:30 to 7:30 at the Amery Community Center for Buffalo Ridge Defense.
Thanks, Bob. Have a great week.
Thanks, Pat Cahill.